Ladies and gentlemen, will you please sit? Pro-Chancellor, ladies and gentlemen, on behalf of the Dean and Chapter, it is my very great pleasure to welcome you to the Cathedral on this very happy occasion. And a particularly warm welcome to those who are the graduands today and their guests, for whom we hope that this will be one of the great days of your life. And we are delighted that this should take place here in this great cathedral church in our city of Liverpool. Liverpool Cathedral is one of the great buildings of the 20th century. It is the largest church in the United Kingdom, the largest Anglican cathedral anywhere, with the heaviest peal of bells in the world up in the tower above, where most of you are sitting. We have had them checked, they're fine. But despite the best efforts of the Royal Albert Hall, it boasts the largest pipe organ in Great Britain, and you're hearing nearly all of it this afternoon. All of this was designed by a young man at the beginning of his career as an architect, Giles Gilbert Scott. He was in his early 20s when he won the competition to build this great cathedral, a similar age to many of those who are graduating today. He would spend the rest of his life working on the design for this great space, refining it, and despite the devastation of 2 world wars and the many challenges which faced Liverpool during the century, he saw it take shape. He did not live to see his dream and his plan complete, but his achievement was to give to us the inheritance of a breathtaking space which inspires awe and wonder as it seeks to speak of God to all who visit and enter its doors. We at the Cathedral are very proud of our friendship and association with Liverpool John Moores University. We are pleased to add our congratulations to those whose dreams and plans and achievements are celebrated and honoured in the ceremony which is now to begin. So from all of us here at the Cathedral, welcome, and we hope that this is a day which you will remember and treasure for many years to come. Thank you.
Canon Davis, Governors, Honorary Fellows, Vice-Chancellor, Pro-Vice-Chancellors, Deans, members of the Academic Board, ladies, gentlemen, graduands. In my capacity as Acting Pro-Chancellor, and on behalf of the Board of Governors of Liverpool John Moores University, I welcome you all to this awards ceremony for graduands from the Schools of Natural Sciences and Psychology. I also welcome Dominique Walker, who is here in the presence of her family to receive the award of an honorary fellowship of this university. Today is a milestone for you, our graduands, as you conclude your formal education and start a new chapter in your lives. So let me start by congratulating you all, collectively, on the achievements we are here to recognise at this ceremony today. We will have many opportunities to applaud that success, and I look forward to greeting each of you as you cross the stage. But may we all please start by applauding our graduates. Graduation is not only the most significant event in the university calendar, it is also a great occasion for this city, as we will welcome so many friends and family from across the world to join us today. You only have to walk down from Hope Street to the John Lennon building, where you began your preparations earlier today, to sense the excitement that graduation brings to Liverpool. And it is a great pleasure to welcome those who are in our extended audience, watching this in the Redmonds building, and to everyone watching throughout the world. And we know you are watching as we broadcast this ceremony live on our website. And now, it is my great privilege to declare this ceremony open and invite the Students' Union to light the ceremonial candles.
Honourable Pro-Chancellor, in the name of the Academic Board, I have pleasure in presenting graduands from the School of Natural Sciences and Psychology. The award of Bachelor of Science in Environmental Sciences, Animal Behaviour, Michaela Benjamin. Lucy Bennett. Rachel Brewer. Philippa Brown. Jennifer Carney. Charlotte Cattell. Alice Cooper. Lucy Donald. Matthew Duffy. Chantelle Green. Laura Houghton. Chelsea Jennings. Wesley Johnson. Fariha Karim. Declan Lyon. Holly McCloskey. Yavanna McNally Johnson. Jessica Melrose. Christopher Munro. Onisophorus Onisophorou. Susan Parker. Hannah Pasquet. John Price. Leanne Quarton. Rebecca Speed. Isabel Sott. Emily Walker. Lilith Sekele. The award of Bachelor of Science with Honours Applied Psychology, Bronte Aspin Wood. Jessica Astley Marr. Catherine Atkinson. Megan Atwood. Keksha Azam. Gina Bagan. Jonathan Bailey. Matthew Bennion. Laura Biggs. Safia Babat. Laura Bolton. Gemma Bramham. Rachel Brookfield. James Broomhall. Claire Brown. Lydia Brown. Sophie Brown. Thomas Brown. Craig Buchanan. Natalie Bullock. Jessica Cadden. Benjamin Cassidy. Alexandra Kavanagh. Katarzyna Chisilska. Harriet Clark. Shelley Clinch. Kerry Calopi. Emily Council. Christina Cusack. Joanna Thakur. Amy Davies. Lauren Davies. Andrew Denton. Jessica Devine. Catherine Dorgan. Alexandra Easton. Rebecca Fitzpatrick. Amy Foster. Hannah Francis. Anna Gaskell. Ashley Gibbons. Benjamin Gibson. Amy Gregory. Georgia Grinnell. Catherine Haynes. Sophie Hampson. Kate Harley. Anthony Hurd. Jordana Hedges. Jodie Henderson. Kirsty Hennigan. Emma Higgins. Bethany Hobkirk. Victoria Holehouse. Cara Howarth. Christina Hoyle. Rebecca Irwin. Janine Jackson. Sophie Jackson. Sophie Jenkins Anderson. Carl Keating. Melissa Kelly. Rebecca Kelly. Tony Kelly. Aisling Keys. Saida Khatun. Rosie Kinvig. Laura Kirk. Elizabeth Knowles. Stephanie Lee. Shemaine Lois. Hannah Lothian. Helen Lyon. Rhiannon Mackenzie Phelan. Joshua Maddock James. Rachel Madine. Madia Malik. Georgina Marigold. Mary Mason Stewart. Michelle Mathison. Katrina Mays. Rebecca McAllister. Ashley McAvoy. April Amy McCulloch. Charunjit Mission. Jessica Mitchell. Arwa Mohammed. Corey Morgan Forsyth. Lindsay Morrison. Yasmin Morton. Laura Moville. Beth Monroe. Faye Monroe. Natalie Murphy. Callum Murray. Kate Neal. Flavia O'Callaghan. Kevin O'Kane. Gemma Ormond. Eleanor Palfreyman. Amy Pearson. Leanne Redfern. Emma Reed. Hannah Riley. Caitlin Roberts. Naomi Rutter. Stacey Sharp. Laura Sherrington. Lauren Simmons. Megan Slater. Robin Emily Smith. Alicia Smura. David Spencer. Anya Steiner. Joseph Tennant. Nicola Thompson. Kate Tilley. Rachel Traynor. Laura Traynor. Zara Tweedale. Chloe Tyler. Emily Vivas. Siobhan Vose. Jodie Wadsworth. Gemma Wagner. Sophie Ward. Emma Watson. Ashley Whitefoot. Hannah Whitehead. Samuel Williams. For the award of Bachelor of Science with Honours in Biology, Rachel Alderson. Samuel Ashcroft. Joshua Ball. Rachel Bell. Alice Brett. Amy Bullock. Stefan Butler. Kelly Campbell. Michael Carmona Jones. Emily Clark. Laura Cureton. Matthew Dove. Lily Duane. Hannah Ely Bailon. Leanne Ferguson. Hannah Fox. Kaylee Gallagher. Adam Green. Daniel Gurney. Daniel Hackett. Rachel Hatton. Darren Hederick. Raymond Hodrien. Rosie Horner. Thomas Howell. Stephanie Hughes. Sandra Hughes-Crean. Hanan Hussein. Andrew Kerr. Jennifer Latus. Emily Lee. Leon Loughran. Sophie Manning. Kieran McCann. Joshua McGarry. Carl Miller. Kadra Mohammed. Natalie Oakes. Liam O'Malley. Patrick O'Toole. Michael Owens. Emma Patterson. Luke Reynolds. Maria Robertson. Catherine Robinson. Megan Rolland. Sean Rooney. Paige Swaddle. Elliot Taylor. Lucy Taylor. Paul Thomas. Danielle Thompson. James Tompkins. Thomas Fazy. Lucy Walker. Jack Warburton. Mark Wearing. Peter Wilson. Vincent Wright. The Award of Bachelor of Science with Honours in Environmental Sciences, James Bainbridge. Bethany Cayley. Maghzoub El Sheikh. Karen Green. Matthew Hardy. Catherine Kershaw. Ben Lavin. Edward Lee Clark. Maya McCracken. Tende Nyagumbo. Paul Reynolds. David Sargent. Gareth Weir. The award of Bachelor of Science with Honours in Forensic Anthropology, Kelly Andrews. Bridie Atkinson. Thomas Atherton. Stephen Bennett. Christopher Brock. Sarah Canty. Tamsin Childs. Charlotte Cole. Philip Dowson. Chloe Deitch. Rachel Evans. Cheryl Franklin. Isabel Hengelhaupt. Laura Herbert. Nathan Here. Danielle Hill. Penny Horn. Ellie Huckle. Samantha Humphreys. Alistair Hurley. Eleanor Jarvis. Jay Jones. Jack Kay. Sophie Kenny. Yuta Nora Kuosa. James Laverty. Anna Martins Bellow. Brona McCahary. David McCoy. Eleanor Millican. Claire Maloney. Stephanie Morgan. Natalie Merton. Charlie O'Callaghan. Joseph O'Neill. Megan Quick. Aisha Sanyal. Anna Scrimshaw. Nicholas Sweeney. Jonathan Tuft. Megan Walsh. Connor Whitfield. Cassie Wilcox. Hannah Williams. Jack Williamson. This completes the first part of the presentation of graduands from the School of Natural Sciences and Psychology.
Honourable Pro-Chancellor, I have the pleasure in presenting Dominique Walker for the award of an honorary fellowship from Liverpool John Moores University. Each July during graduation week, the university's highest honour, an honorary fellowship, is bestowed upon a select band of individuals in recognition for their outstanding achievement in a given field or profession. These people both personify and inspire others to dream, plan, and achieve. We propose Dominique Walker in recognition of her work in celebrating and empowering community diversity across Merseyside and beyond. Though still in her 20s, Dominique is an exceptional young woman and an outstanding role model. Wise beyond her years, her belief in humanity has been tested to the limits, but thanks to her faith and strong family, she has emerged as a beacon of hope, a champion of community relations where harmony, respect, and equality are not merely words, but the guiding principles by which we should all live. Dominique grew up in Huyton in a loving and hard-working family. Her life and that of her family was shattered in 2005 when her brother Anthony was murdered in an unprovoked racist attack. The attack shocked the city and the nation with the pointless death of an exceptional young man who showed such promise for the future. On sentencing Anthony's murderers, Mr. Justice Leveson, now Chancellor of this university, said, "This was a racist attack of the type of poisonous to any civilized society. You took from Anthony Walker his most precious possession, that is to say, his life, and all that held for him. He was a young man of enormous promise, lost in a moment." Determined to ensure that Anthony's life was not in vain, Dominique's experience led her to do two things. Along with other members of her family, most notably her mother G, who's with us here this afternoon, she founded the Anthony Walker Foundation, and her experiences in the investigation and prosecution of her brother's murderers also led her to join Merseyside Police, where she now works as a police constable. Dominique enrolled on a Media and Cultural Studies degree at LJMU 2 months after Anthony was murdered. It is testament to her spirit, intelligence, that she not only persevered with her studies, but graduated in 2008. And a year later, she embarked on another degree at the university, a foundation degree in police studies. Her final year project was entitled An Ethnographic Study of Ways to Encourage Black People to Join Merseyside Police. Her commitment to increasing diversity within the force continues today through her role as Vice Chair of the Merseyside Black Police Association and as the lead trainer of the Phoenix Leadership Programme, the Merseyside Police Recruitment Programme, which is addressing underrepresentation within the service. Opportunities for promotion for ethnic minorities within the force are improving, and Dominique is determined that skin colour will prove no barrier, particularly to meeting her ambition of becoming Britain's first black female police chief constable. As a founding member of the Anthony Walker Foundation and its first project manager, Dominique helped establish the charity as a driving force for change on Merseyside. The foundation uses education, sports, and arts as a way of working with young people of all races to feel secure in their identity and empowered to welcome and celebrate diversity in their communities. The foundation also established a bursary to support students from underrepresented groups in higher education who are interested in law and criminal justice. Despite her busy job as a constable, Dominique continues to play an influential role in the foundation as a trustee, particularly when it comes to planning the annual festival. This year's event will take place on the 16th of August and is an opportunity for the whole community to come together, to demonstrate cohesion and harmony by taking part in the activities that Anthony loved: music, sport, and the arts. What makes Dominique so inspirational is that she is not deterred by the scale of the problem that needs to be addressed. She has had the courage to take action into her own hands and to try to make Merseyside better, more equal and more harmonious for everyone in the community, not only for her own family. Her partner Elvin is here today with their 9-year-old daughter Liana, and their youngest daughter Yasmin is probably a little too young to be present this afternoon. Dominique currently works within the Belvale neighbourhood of Liverpool South as a neighbourhood constable. This critical frontline post places her at the heart of community engagement, where she serves to detect and prevent crime and protect people. When asked to comment on Dominique's honorary fellowship, Merseyside Police Chief Constable Sir John Murphy said, "Dominique is an excellent ambassador for policing, displaying a resilience and tenacity to achieve the best outcome for those she serves, underpinned by a level of compassion and humility. Constable Walker is a visual role model to many, and once known becomes inspirational. She epitomises the style and delivery of Merseyside Police and is a credit to the organisation, herself and her community." Next year is the 10th anniversary of Anthony's murder, and after Anthony's death, G. Walker said that she didn't want another mother to go through what she had experienced. Her inspirational daughter is helping to ensure that lessons continue to be learned and not forgotten, and that Anthony's death will not be in vain. Thus, it is with great pleasure that I present Dominique Walker, this most distinguished citizen of Liverpool, for admission to our highest honour as an Honorary Fellow of Liverpool John Moores University.
Dominique, I think that reception says it all. By virtue of my authority as Vice-Chancellor, I admit you as an Honorary Fellow of Liverpool John Moores University. May I congratulate you and welcome you to the Fellowship of the University. Many congratulations.
Oh gosh, and now my glasses are all dirty. Oh well. The first thing I'm going to do, I don't want to mess up my booth, but I love the hat, thank you so much. I'm not going to keep you long, because obviously there's still some more to graduate. I'm so overwhelmed, oh gosh. But I've got a speech, I've got to stick to my speech, otherwise I'll talk. I'm Scouse, so I'll talk. Let me start. My thanks to God, obviously. We're in this wonderful building. Oh gosh, and I've been here many a time. I think this is my 3rd graduation. And thanks to the Chancellor, Vice-Chancellor, the faculty and the staff at LJMU. Good afternoon, honoured guests, parents, graduates, families and friends. And obviously, my congratulations to the LJMU Natural Sciences and Psychology graduating class of 2014. Well done! So, I've received a message at work, the Chancellor said. I work at Belvale as a police officer. And it was Vice-Chancellor Wetherill, and he was trying to basically get hold of me. And when he finally managed to track me down, because I've moved quite a lot in my role as a police constable, which is part of the job really, I assumed he wanted to basically talk to me about my mum. G, who sat down there. My mum, she has let's get this right. She's got her honorary fellowship from Hope University, and she's got an honorary doctorate from the University of Liverpool as well. So I thought they'd basically make it a hat trick when they were approaching me. And basically, she deserves every sort of accolade that comes her way. She's an amazing woman. Even then, as I was sat there, she's telling me to sit straight and not show my legs. And basically, she epitomises strength and courage and love. I thank you, Mum, for just being an example of how to be a good, God-fearing woman, and a good woman at that. Yeah. And she deserves all the praise in the world. I can't sort of reiterate that enough. So when I was informed that I'd be getting an honorary fellowship, like I said, I almost passed out. I was on a 10-hour shift, and the email come quite late on, and I was like, oh wow, how do I go about sort of telling everybody that I'm actually being awarded by the university that I studied in for such a long time? And when I actually discovered who nominated me, it was actually my old lecturer who sat behind me. And the fact that he nominated me, I was in awe, because when I was at university, I was so in awe of this guy because he was so intelligent. I was like, I want to be like you. I did. I wanted to be like, because he was so intelligent, so forthright, and I was just dumbfounded. Thank you so much, Stuart, Stuart Borthwick, for everything you've done in my life, and as you continue to sort of play a part in my life as well. So God bless you. I think what shocked me the most was, if you've been at the ceremony this morning, I thought only famous people got it. I saw John Bishop at lunch before, and I remember when I graduated, it was Stephen Gerrard, and also Brian May, I think that year. So I was like, yeah, man, it was good. So I thought, I'm not a celebrity, I'm not famous in any way. Trust me, I'm not. Ask my fella, I'm not. But I thought, you know what, Dom, you have achieved a lot. You've come far. And to be in a place like this, which is so poignant to my family, because this is where my brother's funeral was as well, to be sort of stood here, I think our Anthony would have been so proud of us, and proud of everything that we've achieved. In 2005, like the Chancellor said, my brother was killed in a racist attack in Huyton in Liverpool, which is obviously not too far from here, about 10 miles away from here. And my brother was 18. Now, when I think of my brother, he was the funniest guy I've probably ever met, and will probably be far-fetched to sort of beat Anthony. He was a good dancer, a ladies' man. He was a ladies' man. My mum didn't agree, but he was. And he wanted to be a lawyer. He loved education, and actually he wanted to be a lawyer who played in the NBA, which I thought was a bit like, oh, I don't know how that's going to work, but that's what he wanted to do. And in 2005, I was 19 years old. I was a mum of one. My daughter's obviously here today. And basically, when I lost my brother, it was probably one of the most hardest times of my life. It was horrific. It was. And I wouldn't want to wish that on anybody. The trauma, mentally and physically, that you suffer when you lose somebody. I wouldn't want anyone to sort of go through that. But I knew, by living the way that my brother had lived when he was alive, which was through integrity, through courage and tenacity, I thought, well, you know what, I'm going to give my life and what I've got left of it, because some people don't, I'm 30 next year, some people don't make it to 30. And I'm privileged that I've been given that opportunity to make it that far, and will continue to make it through. So in September of 2005, as dictated to me by my mother, you will go to university, you will study, and you will finish. I enrolled in university, and I started at John Moores on a media and cultural studies degree programme, which I enjoyed thoroughly. In the November of that year, in my first year, I spent most of November actually in court at my brother's trial, for obviously the killers of my brother's trial. And it was at that time that I met your lovely Chancellor, obviously Lord Leveson, and who with the police and basically the CPS convicted Anthony's killers, who are now in prison at this moment in time and will continue to stay there. I think what I learned a lot from that investigation and through that court process was that I had the best family liaison officers I could ask for. I had the best chief superintendent to date, and I will say to date. And everybody that dealt with us in terms of that investigation were a true credit and still are a true credit to Merseyside Police. And they're part of the reason why I wanted to join. I wanted to be part of that, that group, and I wanted to excel and help people the way that they had helped me. So when that was processing and everything was going on with court and stuff, I had some time off at LJMU. I was supported fully by my tutors, and the support was very simple. My personal tutor was a woman called Claire Horrocks, and we used to meet regularly, which is what you used to do with your personal tutors, don't you? Is she'd ask me if I needed help. She'd ask me if I needed more time to complete the work. She asked me if I needed support, and every time it was yes, 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 yes. And the support was provided. In 2006, I helped set up the Anthony Walker Foundation. I was in my second year of university, and firstly, I started off as a project manager. I managed to secure quite a lot of funding early on as the project manager, and then I went on to event manager a couple of years later, and now I'm a trustee. And I've done all that, obviously, with the help of my family. And my time at LJMU was probably one of the best of my life. It did help me grow academically, emotionally and spiritually. It really did. The course helped me to learn about my own people, my culture, and definitely my identity and how I stood and what I meant to this world. And also I was introduced to Malcolm X, which probably sounds surprising now in this sort of day and age, but it completely blew my mind, and it was something that resonated with me and still resonates with me today. I think when you do go to university, you're seen as quite special. You've worked for at least 10 or 15 years to get to the point, and to get to this moment, and now basically it's here. Everything that you've worked for, graduates, is basically here. And as the graduates, which I'll address you because I'm talking to you guys, is you should feel overjoyed, you should feel exuberant, and you should feel excited as well. You've achieved a lot. I think when I left uni, I come away with more than I was given, definitely. I grew more as a person, and I finished actually with a 2-1, which I was overjoyed because I didn't think I did enough. But obviously I did, and my marks proved that I did enough, and I was really happy with that. I loved the course that I was on. I did a media and cultural studies course and was convinced that when I finished I'd be a producer. I'd go on to do some sort of current affairs and some sort of documentary, which I've all sort of done with the foundation, but that's aside. But when I graduated in 2008, I can honestly say on that day, I felt like I was grieving. I know that sounds strange, but I felt like, I really want to stay. I really love what I do, and I want to continue what I do. But I had to go on. I had to carry on. And there was other work to do, and there was more for me to learn and more for me to grow. And once I graduated, it's not easy. It's not. For a few years, the world did kick and punch me for a while, but that's part of life. That's all part of growing up, and it's all part of being mature. You sort of roll with the punches. And I got a job at ITV. I actually was one of the lucky people who I applied for a job when I was doing my dissertation, and actually had a job lined up when I left, which is not always the case when you're leaving nowadays. But in 2008, which is almost 10 years ago now, that was the case, and I was able to basically go on to ITV. I stayed at ITV for a while, and then I started working on a TV programme where they wanted me to investigate a little bit about the police, and after doing that I thought, I could do that job. So I applied, and then I got in. I think sometimes people always ask me, like, how do you do everything that you do? You're a mum of 2. I've got a 9-year-old and a 2-year-old. I'm a trustee. I'm an event manager. I'm a police constable. I'm vice chair of the BPA. And you know what? The truth of it is, when you're doing it all, you're almost certainly failing somewhere else, which is true. Because you must know and understand that you can't do it alone. You can't really. You need a good team. And I'm quite lucky. I've got quite a good team. I've got a long-suffering partner in Elvin, who's always been patient and kind and loving and supportive of me in everything that I do. He always listens to me, which is important, obviously, in any relationship, you know. And he's always there and always got my back and always guiding me in the right way that he thinks or I think I should go. My mum, obviously, which I mentioned before, she's a beacon of light and a force for good. My dad, who couldn't be here today because he's going to Jamaica, the lucky. But he's one of the funniest guys, you know, you'd ever meet. And basically, I figure that's probably where Anthony got it from. And I've been blessed with an abundance of brothers as well. My brother Daniel, who's so meek yet intelligent, and my brothers from other mothers, which are Dammy, Pete, Paul, and Daly. I think I was truly blessed. I think when I lost one brother, I did gain quite a few. And I've been lucky in that sense, because obviously there was a strong pain of loss. And obviously my sisters, I do have a big family who support and love me. I think I am absolutely crazy, but I'm not. I know that I'm, you know, but I'm good. And my Angela, who's got an excellent mind and a wicked fashion sense as well. I also, as well, I mention God because I think it's pertinent, because obviously what we're doing today, and we're in his house, is I have a pastor who loves our family. I do, and she's a loving friend to my mother and to my family as well, and she's always been there and supported me. And also, I have an Auntie Margaret. Everybody in their life needs an Auntie Margaret. She's a pillar of faith, a pillar of discipline, and of truth as well. When I joined Merseyside Police, I was also given a great team as well. I was basically, I'm vice chair of the Merseyside Black Police Association, and I had the pleasure to meet the Chief Super, Mr. Rolly Moore, who sat behind me, and also DI Irene Affle, who both excelled in leadership, excelled in everything that they wanted to do. And I thought when I joined, I wanted to be like them. And that's what's helped me and spurred me on to do the best that I can do in Merseyside Police. It's their courage as prominent black officers, which has always resonated with me and made me think, you know what, Dom, you can do it. So I think you need to get your team, because I've got mine. And also I've got obviously the two most beautiful and inspiring and funny daughters in Liana and Yasmin. So today may be tough for some, but on my graduation day it was as well. But take hold of today. You've been awarded something so precious, graduates. In some countries, women aren't even afforded an education, so see today as a gift. Now I've spoken to the graduates, I'll now address the parents. Because obviously I'm a parent, I'm a mum of 2, but I see myself as forever young, which is what my mum always says. And I'm hoping to know how it feels to be sat in your shoes today. So Liana, pay attention, love. Parents, firstly, well done. Well done for your hard work, for your sweat, your tears. Trust me, all that has been worth it. See, I think they think this day is for them, but we all know that today is for you. You've enjoyed them in their teenage years, you've helped them to get here. Yes, they did turn up and they did the work, but today is a celebration and achievement for yourselves. So you did it. I'm so proud of you all. So parents, well done. So in closing, I'll address the graduates. I think the motto for LJMU is Dream, Plan, Achieve, which is what you see all the time, everywhere, when you join until you leave. So take hold of this motto and don't just apply it, actually live it. actually dream, actually plan, and then achieve. And with that comes a bit of action as well. Explore this journey you've begun. Appreciate the intellectual and spiritual path that you've been allowed to embark on through the university. Understand this growth should not stop once you leave. Don't let it stop when you leave. But you should only develop. Never stop reading, never stop learning, never stop understanding, and never stop seeking truth, which is another thing as well. And use university as a catalyst to excel and to go even further in whatever it is that you want to achieve. I think it was Malcolm X who basically said, education is our passport to the future, for tomorrow belongs to the people who prepare for it today. I think that was Malcolm X. So basically, as graduates, go out today, enjoy, be merry, have fun, and celebrate good times. You've really, really earned it, and I'm so proud of you all. God bless you all, and thank you for my achievement today, and thank you for your recognition of everything that I've achieved. Just thank you so much. Thank you.
Honourable Pro-Chancellor, in the name of the Academic Board, I have pleasure in presenting further graduands from the School of Natural Sciences and Psychology. The award of Bachelor of Science with Honours in Geography, Osama Ahmed. Chloe Ashcroft. Catherine Avery. Gregory Beer. Daisy Brand Traverso. Amelia Bulcock. Rebecca Burns. Chloe Butcher. Lois Campbell. Hope Causa Gillies. Kimberly Chamberlain. Christy Charlesworth. Alexandra Coleman. Nicola Cottam. Alice Dalton McBain. Robert Davies. Ryan Dempsey. Catherine Devaney. Lord Simon Draper Garcia. Rebecca Fitzsimmons. Craig Foden. Marcia Fonetti. Michael Hancock. Daniel Hargreaves. Charlotte Hickey. Ryan Hindmoor. Emma Holden. Ben Hughes. George Jackson. Nicholas Jackson. Emily Jeffs. Adam Johns. Richard Killian. Gary King. Anirin Kitching. Joseph Lyon. Daniel McCarthy. Leon McCurleen. Sarah Louise McMahon. James McManus. Gabrielle Miller. Laura Mitchell. Holly Moore. Naomi Nelson. Donna Parry. Sian Pritchard. Joshua Rawlins Williams. Lewis Robson. Robert Rooney. Thomas Rooney. Hamza Saleh. Thomas Shipley. Connor Squires. Amy Stamper. Charlotte Steventon. Kerry Ann Traynor. Patrick Wadsworth. Katie Waring. Stephanie Welsh. Sally Whittleston. Sean Williams. Jordan Wu. This completes the second part of the presentation of graduands from the School of Natural Sciences and Psychology.
Pro-Chancellor, Honorary Fellow, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, and graduands. Could I extend a warm welcome to you all to the Cathedral this afternoon for this celebratory ceremony. And I'd like to begin by thanking Canon Miles Davis for welcoming us here this afternoon. It's my great pleasure as Vice-Chancellor to be able to address you this afternoon. And before I make some remarks, I would like to again congratulate our Honorary Fellow this afternoon, Dominic Walker. Dominic, you're a distinguished alumnus of Liverpool John Moores University. You're a distinguished citizen of the great city of Liverpool, and you're an inspirational figure to us all. And it is a great honour and privilege for you to be an honorary fellow of our university. Congratulations. So, ladies and gentlemen, it's Friday afternoon. We've been celebrating our graduands since early on Monday morning. It's been an unusual week, certainly in my diary, but of course it is the ultimate celebratory week for the university, and it's a great pleasure to be here on Friday afternoon. Normally, I would perhaps be in my office. I might look out of the window and I'd see students going about their daily business, members of the public going about their daily business. But of course, this week and today, when I look out, it is really quite different. I see our graduates in their robes, in their gowns, walking along Rodney Street with you, their parents, their friends, their family. And of course, they're wearing their gown with great pride. And it is a very special event when you put on that gown, which represents so much hard work. So please, ensure that you wear that gown for as long as you possibly can and wear it with great pride. When I arrive at the cathedral, of course, I see you all, graduates now in your robes, taking photographs, all the possible permutations of your family group, kneeling, standing, twisting. It's wonderful. Take those photographs and keep them as a record of this very special event. And then, of course, to the ceremony. When the organ sounds, you can feel the slight tension in the air. You can feel that sense of anticipation. I mean, and what a wonderful, wonderful sound it is in this great cathedral. And I guess everybody involved, maybe even some of you sitting there that really don't have anything to do apart from enjoy yourself this afternoon. But everybody who comes on the platform, the graduates in particular, maybe it just quickens the heartbeat when you hear that organ. And of course, for those that are actually participating, of course, that wish that hopefully I will not be the first person to make a mistake. But can I assure everyone, including the graduates who are still to walk across the platform, you can't make a mistake this afternoon. It's a celebration. So enjoy yourself. And we encourage the hoots and the claps and the shouts, and we can see the flashlights going off on the digital cameras. Enjoy the ceremony. And of course, there's more to the ceremony. We've heard about the fashion shows in Milan, Paris, London. But what about the fashion show usually around the second week of July? We find the latest trends in dresses, suits, shirts, and of course then there's that very, very special article, the shoes. How the ladies walk up the ramp, across the platform and down this ramp in some of those shoes I'll never know. But anyway, it's as good an occasion as any to get another pair of shoes. Shops will still be open, by the way, after we finish this afternoon. But of course, we enjoy shaking hands, myself and the Pro-Chancellor. And you may say, and may ask, well, what do we say? Well, there isn't a lot of time, but we say, many congratulations, well done. But occasionally, we might just have the time to ask the question, well, what of the future? What plans do you have? And not just this afternoon, but throughout a number of ceremonies this week and also in previous years. You get all sorts of replies. And I have to say most of them, I think if all of them are polite. One of them said, on us being, what of the future? I want to be the boss. We didn't have time to elaborate on that and find out the boss of what, but it showed real ambition for an LJMU graduate. One said, I want to build a global empire. Another one said, I'd like a job. But the one that really, I think, captures the very essence of the afternoon, very, very simple. I want to be happy. And I think that really is what the afternoon is about. And to be honest, after 3 and more years of study at the university, if we could just achieve that for every graduate, then we would be delighted. But then, of course, afterwards, for yourselves, Friday evening Liverpool, no doubt you'll be going into the restaurants in and around the city, and mums and dads, get ready, it's going to cost you even more. But of course, what I'm describing are just events. They're just events, yes, in a very special day, but this day represents something far more than just a sequence of events. This is a day to remember. Some events in life are happy, some less so. but this is a day that you will always remember. It will always stay with you. Today is a day to celebrate personal achievement, family achievement, friends' achievement, an achievement that should bring everyone great personal reward and satisfaction. It represents many years of dedication and study. And here, graduates, you are with your family, friends, in this magnificent setting, and each of you will have your own thoughts. Perhaps moments of doubt that we all have when challenging ourselves, the moments of questioning of your own ability. And everyone here will have their own stories to tell of the journey of their loved ones to this moment in time. My own education was very much influenced by the Apollo moon landing. In the early 60s, President Kennedy, in a message to the country and effectively to the world, announced that he wanted an American to go to the moon, walk on the moon, and return safely to Earth within the decade. And he was challenged in terms of this particular project. And he said, we do these things not because they are easy. We do these things because they are hard. We do these things because they will challenge the very essence of our being. Nothing less, nothing more. In a comparable way, graduates, what you have achieved is similar. You have challenged yourself. You have put yourself in a position where perhaps you did question your ability. But the reason why this afternoon and our celebration is so special is that that challenge is part of our DNA. It is part of us. It is part of what we are. The willingness to challenge ourselves, even if failure is an option. It's about inner motivation and that inner satisfaction when you succeed. So well done to you all. But if I could continue my analogy with the moon landing, Neil Armstrong was the first man to walk on the moon, but it took thousands to get him there and to get him back safely. And today, graduates, as you receive your degree, I am certain it took others to get you there. The role of your family and friends, encouragement and support. And I wonder if, again, I could ask you to give all your supporters, friends and family a big round of applause for their encouragement and support. Thank you. So as you leave this afternoon, as you leave the university, I hope that you will leave with great pride in your institution. Liverpool John Moores University can date its educational roots back to the 1820s. It was part of a culture in the great city of Liverpool, pioneering education, initially through the Liverpool Mechanics Institute, then the Liverpool School of Art, then the Teacher Training College, and many other colleges that came together to form this great university. And at that time, it was acknowledged by some of the leaders of that era. Charles Dickens visited in 1843. The fathers of the railway system, George Stephenson and his son Robert Stephenson, both attended the Liverpool Mechanics Institute. And Liverpool truly was the place to be, with the megastar musicians in town, such as Mendelssohn, Paganini, Liszt. It was the place to be, and 200 years later, it is still the place to be. Liverpool is seeing a great renaissance, and your university is at its very heart. We are a modern civic university, and we are proud to be such a university. And I hope also, as you leave us, you'll reflect on all the hard-working staff within the university. Yes, your teachers and tutors, but also all the other staff that keep this large institution running on a day-to-day basis. And I hope you take pride in the Liverpool Student Union. And I would like to take this opportunity to thank the outgoing president, Curtis Reed, and the new president, Sam Davis, who will address you later in the ceremony, for all their hard work, together with their officers, in representing your views the student views. So please, take great pride and keep in touch with your university. So what of the future? Don't let life be, I could have been. Life is only about, I tried to do. Don't mind if you fail. Only through failure can you learn and improve. You'll never forgive yourself if you didn't try. And the university captures this through these simple words: dream, plan, achieve. So from all the staff of the university, we wish you well. And don't forget, have that inner confidence, that self-confidence, that inner resolve to engage with the modern global world. As Peter Pan said, the moment you have doubt whether you can fly, you cease forever to be able to do it. Your destiny is not a matter of chance. It is a matter of choice. It is not a thing to be waited for. It is a thing to be achieved. Good luck, very best wishes, and enjoy the rest of this very special day. Thank you.
Honourable Pro-Chancellor, in the name of the Academic Board, I have pleasure in presenting further graduands from the School of Natural Sciences and Psychology. The award of Bachelor of Science with Honours in Wildlife Conservation, Liam Brains. Martina Churchson. Kuldeep Dillon. Mark Hudson. Emily McLaughlin. Ciara O'Brien. Chantelle Rollinson. Katie Tobin. The award of Bachelor of Science with Honours in Zoology, Elliot Bailey. Rachel Balasuria. Samuel Bertram. Evelyn Casson. Sarah Chantry. Annabelle Chappell. Amy Clark. Emma Clark. Stephanie Collins. Joelle Craddock. Chelsea Davis. Ben Delamere. Lindsay Dodgson. Emma Dunlop. Erin Foley. Michael Fry. Nathaniel Gamsu. Daniel Gill. Stephanie Gore. Jason Guy. William Hazelden. Alice Hall. Genevieve Hand. Kellyanne Harrison. Eleanor Healy. Demi Hodby. Benjamin Horsfall. Max Houghton. Angela Hudson. Anna Hughes. Jonathan Hunter. Daniel Jackson. Charlotte Jeffery. Jessica Jones. Maria Jones. Michael King. Jessica Knox. Amy Lee. Rachel Lehman. Charlotte Lennon. Thomas Lines. Alice Marr. Holly Maynard. Rebecca McDougall. April Mackay. Harry McNulty. Katrina Millen. Jenny Miller. Martin O'Sullivan. Anna Emilia Parkkonen. Robert Regan. Adam Regan Griffith. Will Richings. Lorna Scott. Lara Semple. James Skinkis. Dean Slight. Leah Steele. Catherine Stocking. Christian Swindlehurst. Shelley Syme. Harriet Thatcher. Alicia Tong. Harriet Valentine. Aaron Walsh. Alexandra Welford. Jamie Williams. Rachel Williams. Alexandra Wright. For the award of Master of Science in Health Psychology, Ian Bridge. Michael Cunliffe. Hannah Edwell. Mark Evans. Gillian Fowler. Rebecca Hort Atkinson. Sharon Smith. Hannah Stevenson. Kelsey Uri. Katie Wade. The award of Master of Science in Occupational Psychology, Vicky Lever. Che Mackay. Yvonne Ryan. Lucy South. A Master of Philosophy with a thesis entitled An Analysis of a Medieval Cold Case from Poulton, Cheshire, Sarah Canavan. The award of Doctor of Philosophy and completion of a thesis entitled The Role of the Rostral Prefrontal Cortex in the Context of Aesthetic Experience, Uta Kraplin. The award of Doctor of Philosophy with a thesis entitled A Longitudinal Cohort Study Examining the Relationship Between Working Memory and UK Primary School Curricular Mathematics, Glenda Pennington. The award of Doctor of Philosophy, a thesis entitled Individual Differences in Education and Well-Being, Theoretical, Empirical and Pedagogical Perspectives and Applications, Karen Poole. The award of Doctor of Philosophy, having completed a thesis entitled Neurophysiological Correlates of Ecstasy Use on Executive Functioning, Carl Roberts. The award of Doctor of Philosophy, the thesis entitled Domain-Specific and Domain-General Influences on Early Mathematical Skills, a Longitudinal Study, Elena Soto Calvo. And from the Faculty of Arts, Professional and Social Studies, for the award of Bachelor of Science with Honours in Forensic Psychology and Criminal Justice, Jessica Perkins. This completes the presentation of graduands from the School of Natural Sciences and Psychology.
Pro-Chancellor, Vice-Chancellor, ladies and gentlemen, graduands, don't worry, we are almost there. In a few moments, the Vice-Chancellor will ask you all to stand and he will declare that you are all graduates of this university. I was in your position this time last year and remember feeling that this is one of life's biggest moments, almost like a rite of passage. So please make the most of today, take lots of photos, but more importantly, enjoy it. As a recent graduate, I haven't forgotten the long hours, the deadlines, the doubts and frustrations, but then the moments of clarity when everything suddenly makes sense. Sitting where you are today is a brilliant feeling of relief and hard work paid off. You deserve all of the praise that you get today. Embrace it, well done. As President of Liverpool Students' Union, it is a great privilege to represent the students here. Liverpool Students' Union works hand in hand with the university to make sure that this continues to be a great university and that a degree from LJMU really does mean something as you go out into the world. It has also been a pleasure to work alongside a lot of you here today. Over the past year, I wish everyone well in the future. As you leave here today as graduates, you are also ambassadors of this university, and we want you to keep in touch either through us at the Students' Union or through the Alumni Association. You might not realise, but your success will act as an inspiration to those just thinking about coming to university. And it's fitting that myself and Dan from the Students' Union started this ceremony today by lighting the two candles, one representing our foundations in 1825, and the other is a witness to the achievements of you, the graduates, today. So, it is my honour to have the last formal speech of this ceremony and to offer my congratulations to you, the class of 2014. Thank you. So to finish this ceremony, it is now my pleasure to introduce our university organist, Professor Ian Tracy, who presents Danielle Thomas, who's to sing their version of a song entitled You Raise Me Up, on behalf of the graduates and as a tribute to all of you in the audience. So thank you, Danielle.
Each time I feel
Ladies and gentlemen, I'm sure you'd like me to thank, first of all, Professor Ian Tracy, who played the organ for us this afternoon, and also Ian has played the organ in every ceremony that we've had this week. So thank you very much, Ian. Ian, you'll see Ian up there. And also again to thank Danielle for a song that I think really is the essence. It is the very being of this ceremony, and so thank you very much indeed, Danielle. So there is one final act in this ceremony, and as Vice-Chancellor it's my great privilege to be able to confer now the degrees and awards on our graduates. So I wonder if I could please ask our graduates to stand. So this is really, I think, a very special moment. All those weeks, months, years of hard work and planning really do come to this point. We've congratulated you, each of you, as you've come across the platform. So it is now my great pleasure to be able to say that by the powers vested in me by the Board of Governors and the Academic Board, I bestow upon you the degrees and awards to which you are entitled. You are now graduates of Liverpool John Moores University. Many congratulations. Ladies and gentlemen and graduates, that does indeed conclude the ceremony this afternoon. I hope you've enjoyed it. I hope you continue to enjoy this very special day. And if I could now ask you please to stand for the national anthem. Thank you.